Hello everyone, welcome back to Toongether Live, or welcome if it's your very first time. I hope y'all are having a great Thursday. And today I'm going to be continuing the story that I've been working on. So it's like a magical academy story. So far I've done episode 1 and it was a collaborative story. So with y'all's help, we did episode 1 where Clara shows up at the academy. She has a reputation already, and everyone's whispering about her. She's really nervous, she's scared, and she bumps into Adrian in the hallway, and things don't go very well. He's a bit rude to her, she's rude back. So she already has kind of an enemy right off the bat. And then she meets Ivy, who's super welcoming and kind to her and tells her, come sit with me at dinner. They go to dinner and there's a situation where someone's wand goes off, a spell gets fired at Clara, and she shields herself and is able to make the spell kind of go away. And so everyone is whispering about her once again, saying, how did she do that? This is crazy. Who is this girl? What's going on? And that's kind of how episode 1 ended. So now we're going to work on episode 2 when Clara and Ivy and Adrian and all the rest of the school do the kind of sorting ceremony and get to choose their coven. So this kind of episode, whenever it's like very world building and the ambiance of the room and the setting is really important, it's not just dialogue. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to do the episode 2, but bear with me and we can work on it together. And yeah, if y'all have any design tips for me and the rest of the users or the rest of the viewers, please leave them in the comments and let's do this together. It's gonna be lots of fun. I'm reading those comments. So someone said, are you real or AI? I am real, not AI. And the series is on an app called toongether. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you a bit what we've been up to. All right. So the name of the series is called Moonveil, if this is y'all's first time here. And the first episode was called The Arrival. So it's whenever she shows up to the academy. I'll need y'all's help for the second episode. I think I'll name it something like The Sorting or something like that. I feel like that makes the most sense. But if anyone has any other ideas, please let me know. Yeah, I am real. I feel like if I was AI, I'd be able to speak without saying so many times. Okay, so episode 2, let's go. Right, okay, I need to go back to the background I had used last time. Let's see, it should be in my story kit. Yeah, here we go. Because they're still gonna be in the big like dining hall. Let's see. Okay, so I kind of want the first scene to be split into like 3 panels. So at the top, it's kind of convenient because I was, whenever I was planning this, I was thinking, how am I going to design the banners? So either I have 2 options. Either I can use these can be our banners because there are going to be 4 houses, or I can request 4 more. I think I'm going to request 4 more and I can just hang them over the banners that are already here, just because I want them to be a bit more specific to the vibe I'm going for. So I'm just going to request some more banners. Okay, so the first one, there's going to be 4 different houses. That's another thing. Y'all can help me name the houses. So I'm going to type in the chat the different like vibes, like one word description of each house, and I want y'all to help me come up with a name. So the first house is going to be flame. So that's just like one word description. Second house, shadow. Third house, vines. And the fourth house, stars. So if y'all can help me come up with a name, that would be pretty cool. Okay, let's get back to it. So I need a banner. For the flame one, I think I'm going to do a red banner with flames. But the only thing is I need all the banners to be the same in shape. So that's the only thing I need to think about is I'm going to say like a long rectangular banner. It is red with flames. Okay. Let's see what we get, and I can always request more. So I'm gonna do the same, a long rectangular banner. It is, for the shadows one, I think I want, it is black and gray with shadows and mysterious looking. Maybe even ghostly looking. Okay. And then vines, okay. A long rectangular banner. It is green with vines and foliage. And last one, stars. A long rectangular banner. It is blue with stars and galaxy pattern. All right. So there we go. Let's see what we get. I'm very curious. Okay, this was from, okay, this one is for the shadows one. I'm into it. This one, it's not like hanging from anything, so I think I'm gonna redo the flame one. I think I wasn't specific enough. I said with flames instead of saying like a flame pattern, so it was literally on fire, which is not what I want to do. Wait 1 second, I need to go back. All right, let's request that again. A long rectangular banner. It is red with flame pattern on it. All right, let's go back once again. Let's see if those other ones are there. Okay, this star one, I think I can use that if I just hang it, twist it in the other direction so it's not sideways but up and down. And yeah, again, the vines one, I wasn't specific enough. I didn't say pattern. Although actually, I think I'm gonna do okay, a long rectangular banner hanging from, I'm gonna say hanging from a pole, so maybe it'll be like up and down. It is green with a pattern of vines. Magical looking. Maybe I should have added magical looking to all these. Kind of get the vibe. And maybe I should have put like academic kind of looking. Let's try this. Okay. A long rectangular banner hanging from a pole. It is blue with a celestial pattern, magical and academic looking. There we go. Okay, the flame one is a lot better. Let's save it. Let's see what the other ones look like. Ooh, see, this is nice. That's really nice. Okay. I can tell you which house is my favorite already. Reading y'all's comments, so like saying moth to a flame, yeah. That could be like their saying, but I need just like a name. I was kind of getting inspiration from like Ravenclaw, Slytherin. So if we think about like what does flame bring to mind, like fire, so something with, or even if we throw in some Latin in there, maybe. Yeah, that's kind of where my mind is going, but it doesn't specifically have to be that. Ooh, this one's nice too. Okay, I like, okay, let's see. I think the fire one is the only one that still needs a little bit of work, because you see how all of these have like, they're hanging from a pole. This one's the only one that isn't. Although if I position it correctly, maybe it'll look fine. Let's see. And I'll bring the front because it's a bit wide, so I'm putting my favorites near the front. All right, and then the last one, let's put that, and put this one, we continue to move it back. And put it like that. Okay, so there we go. So that's gonna be like the first part of the panel, like at the top. And then at the bottom, I'm going to, yeah, let's see. Okay, so I need to divide up the panel. Need to check over on Instagram. Okay, good. How is y'all's Thursday going? Are y'all having a great day? Let me know in the comments. Oops, don't want to move that, obviously. All right, so then I feel like whenever I design panels, what helps me the most is to first divide it up how I want. Like, I divide the first, like the top half, and then if I want two different scenes here at the bottom, I place them there. I feel like adding these lines to divide up the scene first and then adding the other elements helps me a lot to envision how, like in what direction I want to take it. Because if I just start adding things like here and there, I get a bit confused and thrown off. Like I have to follow step by step. Okay. I'm gonna do something like that. I'm gonna add a little white line so you don't see the black line dividing them there. There's definitely a shape for this already, but I like to make things harder on myself, obviously. Let's see. A white square. That's good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so here, I keep pointing at my phone as if y'all can see my finger. But here on the left is going to be Ivy speaking, like saying something, and then on the right side, the headmistress is gonna be telling Clara to step forward because it's her turn. Okay. Although maybe I want to position it a bit more like that. There we go. And let's grab Ivy. I've created a lot more characters since I created Clara and Ivy, so I have to scroll a bit to the bottom. She's going to be, I don't know if I want to put her, let me try to imagine it. No, I'm just gonna have her speaking. Okay, she's gonna be like a bit nervous. I don't want her to be, I don't know if I want her that nervous, you know? Maybe like something like this. And she's going to be saying, I guess destiny comes after dinner. Or have they already eaten? I'm gonna have it happen before. Okay, I guess dinner comes after destiny. I'm gonna have her say. I think where I want the beach bubble. That's another thing whenever I do this is sometimes I'll just place the characters in the general location where I want, but once I have everything on the panel, I can rearrange it because it's easier to imagine once everything is there. So if I want to move the speech bubble later, then I will. Okay. Now for the headmistress, I did not create her. So let me go back to my story kit. And there she is. And she's going to be speaking. Let's see. Do I have no? Oh, yes, there we go. Yeah, she's a bit of a dramatic lady. She has a dramatic flair. So maybe I'm going to look at the glamour for some inspiration. She's really serving in some of these. Like, look at this one. She's dancing. Okay. All right, let's have her like this. I'm gonna zoom in anyway, so. But I'm gonna place like a different, oh, maybe I need to move that. Well, the speech bubble is gonna cover, you see what I mean? The speech bubble is gonna cover this, so I don't need to worry about that anymore actually. All right, I'm gonna put a blank color underneath the headmistress because the way it looks right now, it doesn't really make sense. Like, why is she standing right next to Ivy? She should be at the front of the dining hall. So I'm just gonna put like a color behind her. Or even like some, I think there's some like stone wall type things. There was one I found, maybe I said brick wall. There was one I found the other day that I really liked, and of course I didn't, oh, I think it's this one. I'm just gonna turn it around because don't need that. The only difficult part is when I do these sideways lines, it makes things a bit more difficult to arrange, you know? But let me just see what it looks like first. I like the look of that, and I can maybe put like something else, like the window, stained glass window behind her as well. Okay, this is where it gets tricky. Maybe I can use the speech bubble to cover it again. All right, I see y'all in the comments. How is your Thursday? How are y'all doing? Have y'all done the new challenge, the September challenge? I think part 5 is out. Have y'all done that yet? Let me know what y'all are up to. All right, stained glass window. Ooh, yeah, these are cool. Got some nice ones. I don't want anything too colorful, like too bright. I just want to see what this will look like. It might not give the vibe I'm looking for, but I like it. Wait, see if there's any other ones. Maybe if I put like church window. Let's just try window. But I'm not sure. You know what? I think the wall is gonna work. She's gonna have a speech bubble anyway, and that'll cover some of it. Okay. She is gonna say Clara Moonvale. Step forward. I'll put a period here too. Trying to autocorrect her last name, but that's her name. Okay, maybe I can move that here, and no, I think like this is good. All right, there we go. We have the first scene of episode 1. Let's keep on going. Okay, so I'm thinking now for scene 2, what's gonna happen is Clara's gonna go to the front, and there's gonna be some like glowing runes around her. I'm hoping maybe if I look at some of the magic and Harry Potter poses, I can use one of those. If not, there's probably some items I think there's a rune item I can put beneath her. And then students are going to be whispering and saying like, what if none of them choose her? Like, what if she doesn't get into any? And that's when y'all are going to choose which house chooses her. So either the Flames, I'm going to type in the chat, which coven chooses Clara? Flames, flame, shadow, vines, or stars. All right. Let's get back into it. Let's go back to the dining hall background. I think what I'm going to do is something like this. And yes, okay. And again, I'm going to divide it into 3 parts. Yeah. Let's do that. And I think there's a shape that can do that. Yeah, something like this. Yes. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay. Sorry, I was loading a bit. Okay, let's see. Let's grab her. Wait, hold on. Let's ah, grab her again, and let's see if there are some poses I can use. All right. I'm looking for the magic and Harry Potter. Like even magic, like this second one here, if I put some effects around her, I don't necessarily need a specific pose, but I'm still curious. I want to see if there's something that I can use anyway. Ooh, even like this one where she's glowing. That could be cool. Or even this one, like what if it's like a portal that chooses your coven for you? All right, let's see the Harry Potter ones. Of course, there's the hat, iconic hat, but we're not going to copy Harry Potter, okay? We're going to do something different. All right, I think I'm going to do where she's glowing. And I'm just going to place some effects around her. Ooh, what if I do a circle? I'm going to see if we have enough. But I'm thinking, what if I do a circle like that wraps around her for each house? Like this would be shadow, for example. Just an idea, but let's see. Okay. This could be the vines, this green one. But then we need an orange and then maybe like a yellow. So I don't know. Although I don't need all of them either. It could be the ones that are just considering her at that moment. There's blue, but that doesn't really make sense for any of ours. Wow, there's so many effects. I always get lost in there. There's so many awesome options. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is grab that yellow one from up here and try to do something interesting with them. Oh no, it wasn't yellow, it was green. All right. So maybe do something like that. Y'all see the vision? All right, so then down here, bottom left, is gonna be when the students are whispering about her, saying like, what if no puppin takes her. Maybe someone's gonna say like too much power. That's why she has like multiple effects going around her. They're like, oh my god, if she's like floating in the ground, maybe that doesn't normally happen. So people are gonna be whispering in the crowd saying, oh my god, what is happening? Okay. Let's go back to our story kit and use characters that I've already had like whispering. Let's see. And I'm going to kind of cover the tables with their bodies. That way it makes a bit more sense why no one's like sitting at the tables. So let's see, let's go back and we can actually, I just created a bunch of new characters that are cool and I kind of want to use those. I'm going to show y'all. So all these I created yesterday and I think they're really cool. So I want to use some of them. So I'm going to I'll use her. But whenever I requested her, I put like wind or hair blowing in the wind. So in every pose, she's perpetually like in the wind. But that's okay. We don't mind. And she's going to be talking to him. I'll have him be surprised. Ooh, these are some good ones. I like the big eyes. And maybe put one or two more people in the front a little bit. Trying to think. Okay. Talking. Same thing, I'm gonna have her be surprised. Although, yeah, let me place him there. Lost y'all for a second. All right, so I'm gonna place him there behind the lion, but place her behind him a little bit. And don't worry, they're like going into this right side part a little bit too much, but I'm gonna put like a color over it. So it's fine. All this like that's carrying over onto the right side won't be in the final product. So don't worry. Okay, so I'm gonna have her saying too much power. And again, they're whispering, so I'm gonna make these speech bubbles like a little, like on the smaller side. And he's gonna say, what if, no, I'm gonna have her speak. What if no coven takes her? Ah, okay. And then I'm gonna put like a whisper onomatopoeia, or like whisper, mumble, things like that. So let me see, I've used whisper before. I wanna see if there's a mumble one. Oops. I know how to spell mumble. Ooh, this one, yeah, like murmur. Let's do this. Okay. And then, although these I'm kind of, gonna have them come out a little bit more. There we go. And then down here is when the coven is going to choose her. So I need to decide on which one is going to take her. I don't know. I'm trying to think of her vibe, but also the storyline. Because based on her vibe, I feel like she'd go into the shadow coven, because she has this like story of coming from a mysterious background. Everyone thinks she might be cursed. She's really powerful. But at the same time, for the story, I feel like it could be interesting if she ends up in a coven or a house that is a bit out of her comfort zone, or like or maybe she'll end up in the same house as Ivy. So I'm thinking maybe something like stars. But again, I can come back to this and change it later. So I think I'm going to go with stars for now. But it can always change. If I change my mind, I'll go back and change it. But let's, for the sake of the panel and the sake of the live, let's make a decision. I'm going with stars. If anyone disagrees with me and thinks she belongs in a different one, speak your piece. And let's do it. Okay. So I'm thinking whenever you get chosen, the banner that belongs to your house like does some like magical effect. Like the flame one catches on fire, the shadows ones like makes the whole room dark. The ivy banner, it starts growing, sprouting plants all over the room. But the star one is a bit less clear. I think it's gonna like burst out a bunch of energy. Yeah, there will be like a burst of light and energy that comes out of the banner. So I'm going to use an effect to show that. Okay. So I'm going to just put like a black background. Oops, if I knew how to spell, that would help. Okay, I'm just going to put like a black background. And here as well. Okay, and let's grab that banner. Oops. And let's put the, like an effect, a glowing, yes, there we go, that's perfect. I'm gonna put it behind and it's kind of gonna overlap. Do I want it to overlap the other? Maybe not. Maybe let's reel it in a little bit. Hold on. Let's see, based on the design, it looks like she'll lean towards vines. I thought it looked like she had a red bow clashing that could have put her in flame. Ooh, okay. So, should we go towards vines? I feel like it would be interesting if she goes into vines because I think Ivy is going to end up in vines. So I feel like it'd be cool if they end up in the same house or coven. But in the story, so I didn't want to give it away, but I'm going to give it away. So in this scene here, one banner is going to choose her, and then in the next panel, a second banner is also going to choose her, and that's never happened before. It's never been two houses choosing one person. So everyone's going to be like, what's going on? And ultimately, she's going to choose the second one. So I can do the second one as vines, and ultimately she goes with the vines one. So let's finish this panel, and then we can do the next one. I kind of just need to, maybe if I do something like this. And okay. Okay, so this one, sorry, I'm checking my notes. So this panel is good, but I'm wondering if I should maybe put some text here on the right side to make it obvious that this one chose her. Like maybe if I put just a speech bubble coming from someone saying, oh, stars chose her. I'll think about that, but let's move on to the next one just for the sake of time. And now, I'm thinking how I want to, if I want to divide it in thirds again. Yeah, let's do that. So I think what I'm going to do is divide it up like this. Hold on, I'm thinking about how I want to divide up the panel. Yeah, I think on this top left, I want to put the vine panel choosing her. Right, top right is going to be, again, people murmuring and whispering and saying a second one that's never happened before. And then at the bottom, I can put the headmistress saying, so what do you choose? And then next panel, I'll do full panel without dividing it, and it'll just be Clara saying the vines, or whatever the coven's name is going to be, but the vines one. I think that sounds good. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, so again, I need to do the black square. it gonna make the corner? I don't know. Yeah, okay, cool. Doesn't have to be perfect anyway. Let's bring back my creations, vines. Let's put it here. I'm gonna do like a vine effect, like I don't know, make it seem like it starts growing, like actual vines start coming out of it. Maybe I'll even have it come out of the frame a bit. I feel like that would be cool. Maybe I should have done that on the other one too. You know what I mean? Like something like this. Oops. All right, I'm into that. Maybe do one. Maybe even some flowers. Like go here a bit. All right, I like the look of that. I'm into it. Cool. And then on the right is gonna be, I'm just gonna put maybe one character. Yeah. Let's put, who do I want to do? Let's try her. Shocked. Although I want, no, that works, that works. No, I want more of like a close-up actually. My laptop keeps going black and I keep losing y'all. Okay. Let's try her. Shocked. Again, I wanted more of a close-up, but I think it's gonna be fine. Okay, let's see. Speech bubble. A second coven chose her. That's never happened before. Oops. I'll make it a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna put a like gasp as well. And then on the bottom will be the professor. Also, I'm wondering, are y'all seeing, let me know if y'all are seeing everything that's going on, because on my screen it looks like we're frozen. So let me know if y'all can still see what I'm doing. Okay. I like the pointing one, but she looks kind of angry. Maybe like questioning. Maybe something like that. All right, y'all see me. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then I need to put a background behind her. Maybe I can use the same one I used earlier. I kind of want like a black shadow behind her because I feel like just like that, maybe it looks kind of flat. So I think what I want to do, which I like doing this, I feel like it just adds something to the panel, is putting some of these, like even this, I'm gonna put behind the banner. I feel like it just adds something. I feel like a lot of people on toongether make really great use of those kinds of items, like the gradients and the gradient circles and stuff. And I feel like it makes a really big difference in the way your panel looks. I like it. Okay, this is what, like something like this is what I was thinking. I don't know how it's gonna look, but you know, something like that. And she's gonna say, which do you choose? Um, I'm gonna move her this way a little bit. All right, so final panel of the episode is going to be Clara saying her choice. And that means we need to name this coven. So, what should the Vines coven be named? It's an important question. Vines, maybe a. What is vines in Latin, guys? Vines in Latin. Let's see. Let me know what y'all think it should be named in the comments because I'm coming up completely blank. Maybe something with like thorn. I can't do Ivy in the name because her friend, the character, her name is Ivy, so it would just be too much Ivy going on. But thorn is nice because I feel like it kind of shows, you know, like thorns on roses, the beauty of roses, but they can really, you know, fight back too. So I feel like maybe it kind of, if I use thorn in the name, it kind of shows how the plants are beautiful yet hardy. So I'm kind of leaning towards something with thorn or root. Um, I don't know, like thorn root doesn't sound very beautiful, does it? Um, all right, I'm gonna brainstorm. Okay, so let's go here. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. And I would like to do like a gradient around her with her in the middle. Let's see what we have. what do we got? Grapevine. Okay, let's go with that. All right, I wonder if I connect, you know what I mean? If I do this on the top, oops, and on the bottom, I wonder if I could do something with that. And then let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I think there was like a yellow gradient, wasn't there? A yellow circle gradient. Yeah, like this. Maybe if I just do that instead. Let's see. Yeah, like something like that. And then place her. Let me see what we got in these poses. I want to do something cool, I think. I just want to look at the magic and Harry Potter ones just in case. Ooh, should I do this one? Maybe I will divide up this panel. Maybe I do this here, and then I'll do like a close-up of her face, and she looks really like determined. I like the sound of that. I wonder if I type in determined, what I'll get. Or like brave or courageous looking. Y'all understand the vibe I'm trying to go for? Maybe something like, you know what, let's just do something like this. Great vine. Oh, where'd her speech bubble go? Hold on, let's try that again. Grand vine, okay. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Grand vine. I'm gonna put some vines behind her too. Maybe if sometimes I put up close to see if it'll already be zoomed in. Ooh, maybe I should do a profile actually. Their hair blowing in the wind. Grand vine. There we go. I like the sound of that. That sounds good. And maybe put some vines near her. This one. All right, there we go. Let's name the episode. Maybe we should name the episode Grandvine. All right, let's look at it one last time. All right, so they show up to the dining hall and they realize, they're going to be sorted. Well, they were already in the dining hall in episode 1, but then the banners come out and they see that they are going to be sorted into their new coven or house. And Ivy is like, okay, I'm scared or I'm nervous. And the headmistress tells Clara to step forward. Clara does, and the magical energy surrounds her and is deciding what her fate is going to be. And she starts floating in the air, and the other students are like, oh my gosh, she has too much power. What if no coven takes her? Where is she going to end up? And first, the Stars coven chooses her, but then the Vines one chooses her as well. And a student in the crowd gasps and says, a second coven chose her, but that's never happened before. And so the headmistress says, well, which do you choose? You have to choose one. And Clara has vines growing around her, coming from the ground, from her arm, and she chooses Grandvine. So she has her coven, and now she knows where, kind of where her fate is heading at the new Magic Academy. So that is episode 2. I'm going to publish it. My episode is live if y'all want to go check it out. That was a lot of fun. Thanks again for everyone who watched and helped me, especially Handbook Lou. Thank you so much for your help in naming the house or the coven, and all your help in giving me feedback and advice and collaborating with me. I love writing stories and designing panels, but it's so much more fun when I do it with y'all, because sometimes we get stuck in our head and we have these amazing ideas, but getting a second or third or fourth opinion can really transform our stories into something we maybe wouldn't be able to do on our own. So I really appreciate y'all's help and for hanging out with me. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your Thursday. And I will see y'all next week. Actually, no, next week I will not be here, but the following week I will be. So I'll see y'all in about a week and a half. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.